Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Let's Play Hiveswap Friendsim for the third time. My third playthrough of Hiveswap Friendsim, which instead of playing by myself, we're sending photos to a friend and making a commentary YouTube series out of it. Because, y'all, Hiveswap Act 2 got fucking announced this week, and I'm so excited. Holy shit. Holy shit. Which makes the fact that I'm going to do a Hiveswap Let's Play after this series is finished even better. But today, I don't remember who it is. I think it's Fanfiction Boy. It is Fanfiction Boy. This one I don't like as much. I may have to Google his root. We'll find out. So, you've been lucky enough to acquire a bounty of friendships since you arrived on this planet. But there's still an emptiness nestled right in the crook of your heart's atria. Maybe making one more friend will fix it. Maybe this next one will expand inside your chest like a sponge in a bath, pushing out all your sadness, loneliness, and insecurity. After all, number 20's the charm. This is episode 20. There's Anime Boy 2 and B-Boy. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'll figure it out when we get there. Tonight, you're abuzz with excitement. Wait, no. Your palm husk is vibrating in your pocket. One of your friends is contacting you. You pull it out and a notification pops up. Zzz buzzing zzz is requesting to add you on Jitter. The message is accompanied by a little icon, blue, with a silhouetted winged animal. Some of the similarities between this planet and your own are starting to stretch your powers of belief in coincidence. Whatever. It's because your world is modeled after this one. You pull up the app and read the messages from... Could it be your potential new friend? Oh. I forgot. I always forget I have to do... I forgot my disclaimers. Well, we're already 2 minutes in, so just so you know, possible spoilers for this game, Pesterquest, Homestuck, all that nonsense. Character voices may be inconsistent, like right now, because I'm panicking trying to figure out a voice for this man. OMG, hi! I hope this is okay to contact you. Oops, I should introduce myself. I saw your picture on Sarava's stream. I'm one of their biggest fans. But now I'm one of yours. I love those looks. Anyway, I would love to chat if you're open to it. If not, it's okay. You could just ignore me, haha. Everyone else does. Yeah, that's why I don't like this guy too much. Also, I just noticed Triza's over there. Hi, Triza. Well, the legally mandated billboards of her. I wonder what happened to all those billboards when the next heiress took over. And, like, we can kind of assume it was Pfeffery just because that's how Homestuck is. But, like, everyone had pictures of Triza in their house. And then one day she just dies. You know? Alternating politics. Could this be the universe reaching benevolently down to do you a solid? It's like being given a giant pile of money, unasked. You didn't have to do anything for this friendship. You didn't have to walk anywhere. All you had to do was join the fabled social media, and it literally appeared in your pocket. Your hands are shaking a little as you go to respond. You don't want to seem too eager. Or do you? You have no idea how to approach this. You thank Buzzings for his compliments and say you'd be happy to talk sometime. In an instant, a notification pops up inviting you to download another app. He's got pointy head. I just spit. He's got pointy head. You do it, and a video screen opens. Suddenly, you can see your new friend's face. He's sweetly round and roly-poly, and smiling at you broadly. Hi! I'm Zebede. I don't know how to pronounce this man's name. What if... Give me a moment, audience. Anyway, Maga seems to be Zebede. Zebede. We'll pronounce it Zebede. I'm Zebede. I hope this is not too sudden to gripe me like this. This is okay. OMG, you don't have to respond to that. Sorry for being weird. Let's start over. How do you know Sarava? Apart from being extremely friendly, this troll also seems to run both sides of the conversation by himself. Befriending him is the least effort you've ever put into anything. His enthusiasm is really cute, but there's something about him that unsettles you. Looking at his hopeful face gives you a dark stab of humiliation you don't quite understand. You swallow down the discomfort and tell him the story of your friendship with Sarava, leaving out Sarava's personal background. He hangs on your every word. That's so cool. I wish I could hang out with you guys. OMG, now that I'm implying you'd want to hang out. It's just, no one ever comes to visit me. He takes out his phone and taps a few keys. A notification box pops up in front of the video. It's a direct message from Zebede that just says, Z. You ask him why that is? I also just realized there's a Z right here in his horns. I live in the middle of nowhere. This is good for the bees, but I guess no one thinks it's worth the effort to come all the way out here. This is just me and my losers, and you can't really do much around the hive. Sigh. This is fine. He really says the word sigh out loud. Despite saying it was fine, he seems dejected, with a distinct downward angle to his shoulders. Sorry, his shoulders. His buzzy accent is kind of getting to you. I don't remember. I really do gotta... Fun fact while I Google this. His, theme, for whatever reason, is marked as 4 kids on YouTube, and I can't add it to my playlist of Homestuck music. So, Fun fact. Good ending. Sorry, this is like hard to... Okay. So we're gonna ask him more about where he lives. You say it must be nice to live in the countryside. You mentioned that you did get to see some of rural Alternia when you met Skyla, and it seemed beautiful. I just forgot how to pronounce it. Zebede's face twists into a grimace. Yeah, I guess. Sensing this is a moment for sympathy, you tell him you're sure his friends would come visit if they were able to make the trek. Sure. It sounds like you did visit another troll that lives in the countryside, though. That's my cat. I'll attend to him in a moment. So I guess you thought she was cooler than me. This is whatever. I don't need my friends to pick me first. You struggle for words. You want to reassure him, but you also don't know him that well yet. You weakly protest that you didn't mean to say Skyla was cooler than him. You didn't even know him then. Maybe you'll visit him in the future too. Yeah, maybe. I've heard it before. He's not rejecting you, but you get the sense that a wall has been raised. You're sure you're going to keep chatting with Zebede from time to time, but you get the sense you're never going to become a true friend. You're stuck in acquaintance limbo. Looks like you've failed to earn his trust. Rest in peace, the reader. That's he's so guilt-trippy and it's so weird. And if you'll give me just a moment, audience, I have to go let my cat out of the office. Alright, cool, I'm back, and I don't have jokes for this episode. He's just kind of irks me out a little bit. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm back, but yeah, he's hard to make jokes about because he's just kind of uncomfortable to talk to. I've known some people like that, and yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I was reading something. So we're gonna ask him if it's really fine. You tell him that you'd understand if he's not okay with it. After all, you say, it would really hurt your feelings if your friends didn't make any effort for you. Isn't that what friends are supposed to do? He gives you a grateful smile, some tension releasing from his frame. Oh, I would never ask that of anyone. I don't want to be annoying. Like, sometimes I really wish someone would take the time to visit, but I totally don't blame any of my friends for not coming. Like, I understand that you have to decide which friends come first, and I just don't. Some people are just cooler and more fun than me, because you do this all the time. This is understandable. This really must be your lucky day. First of all, no one has threatened bodily violence towards you in the past 10 minutes. Your fear for your life is a low-key, reasonable level. Second, this troll is making it really obvious what he wants you to do. This is a total slam dunk of a friend opportunity. The portmanteaus are everywhere. Say, you'll visit. Zebede's face transforms utterly. It's astonishing. He goes from sullen and shadowed to utterly radiant. Your heart pangs with an overwhelming surge of fellow feeling. True, you've seen other trolls react emotively at the sight of meat and blood and your own body sparkling under the moonlight, but Zebede is the only one who's had an extreme reaction to friendship. Man, you're really feeling this little guy. I'm not. You'll come? Really? That's so cool. Thanks. This is gonna be so good. I'm gonna get all the best snags and my Lucis is really cool. You'll like him. This is so exciting. You leave Zebede to his preparations, even as the bubble of joy inside you goes a little wobbly. You aren't used to such high expectations from prospective friends. Mostly people just expect you to be an imbecile. Honestly, mood. You absolutely can't screw this up. You made a promise to your brand new friend. Unfortunately, that promise is to visit him in a house is, by his own admission, so far away that not even people who know what the fuck is going on can be asked to find it. You haven't thought this through. Well, that's never stopped you before. First things first, what old friendships can you call on to help you out? I.e., who is likely to have a vehicle of some kind? You could always call up Tagora to see what he thinks, but you don't want to be too needy with him. Amicia doesn't look tall enough to reach the pedals. She's just a baby. Zebra, no. You are a strong, independent alien who don't need no troll. You also don't think aliens are allowed in public transit, and you don't know the number for troll taxis, so you'll do crime. Perfect. What did Kanyal do when she stole a car? Punch the lock off with one big fist. You won't be punching off any doors, but eventually you find a car that isn't locked. Almost like someone helpfully left it for you. Haha, sucker! Does this Doc Scratch's work? Probably. Whee! It pricks slightly at your conscience as you slide into the seat and fire up the autopilot, heading out into the country once again. But recently, anything that isn't brutal, indiscriminate violence kind of doesn't daze you. Say you stole a car. Big deal. It's not like anybody died. This is it. So begins your gradual slide into total moral iniquity. A hardened criminal. That's you. Zebede does live pretty far out. He hadn't been exaggerating. You use the time to curl up in the back seat and catch up on some sleep, all the while trying to ignore the fact that the car reminds you of being inside a large, squishy animal. So often I am forced to remember Upsy, your lifting friend, and I die inside every time. At least you get a few radio channels out here. He's got bees, and a house, and some hexagonal windows, and the moon has a moon. Why does the moon have a moon? Well, that mean Alternia has 3 moons? Or does it have 2 moons and then one of its moon has a moon? A moon, so to speak. Zebede's hive is big and buzzing. Literally. You hear a persistent drone of bees, and standing right outside is the boy himself. He's so exciting he's bouncing on his toes, clapping his hands together. He has a gold symbol on his shirt. You wonder if he's a psychic. You've finally been here long enough to pick up on racial stereotypes. Go you. You are here. You actually came. I seriously can't believe that someone actually went out of their way to visit me. Well, you don't really have a way to go out of. You keep that to yourself. You are more than happy to accept the friendship points. Zebede leads you into his hive, which, like Skyla's, looks like he made a lot of it himself. There are hanging baskets of flowers and plants everywhere, and a zigzag shelf holding up a stack of colorful books. In one corner is a big screen TV and an entertainment center. Zebede vanishes in another room and leaves you to get comfortable on the big couch, which is unsubtly striped yellow and black. That's adorable, and I want it in real life. Look at it. It's so cute. It's a little bee. The buzzing is pretty loud in here too, and you look around for bees. You're not thrilled about the bees, honestly. You wish there was some music on your phone to drown them out. You're thinking about following Zebede and seeing if he needs help when your phone starts to vibrate. You look down and recognize Sarava's username. Here's the other bad thing. We're going to answer Sarava's phone call. Might as well. You have no idea how long Zebede is going to be in there, and if it's anyone with music, it's this troll. It's the non-binary icon of the century. I do actually appreciate that they were like, no gender, only sick beats. Hey dude. Hey dude. What's up? Can't believe it took you this long to get a chitter, lmao. Damn, you're like really lost without my help, huh? Looks like you only got 2 followers though, lmao. You can feel some nameless tension and you bleed away into the thump of the lo-fi, chill hot beats murmuring softly through Sarava's mic. I didn't just pause to check Sarava's voice. If only you could just go spend time with your cool friends and stop making new ones. But even the thought makes your stomach wring itself out like a washcloth. There's no point in wishing for things to be different from how they are. You'd do anything for new friends. Anything. You ask them if they have any chitter advice. You know, on how to be a cool guy online. I mean, you definitely came to the right troll. But I don't know if I should be like managing your brand more than I already did. It's just risky for me, you know? It's hard enough maintaining my image as is. Other streamers always on my bulge, lmao. Doesn't mean we can't hang though. I mean, it was really chill last time. Also, I need my clothes back. You assure Sarava that you definitely still have their clothes, and that you totally did not destroy them in an epic battle to save a giant collie. That's cool, no worries or anything. I was wondering if you wanted to hang out today. If not, it's chill. I got all sorts of shit I can get up to, lmao. You know how it is. But yeah, let me know. Oh, wow. How did you suddenly become so popular? Maybe this is what happens when you finally get online. Not only are you hanging out with one friend, you've got another one clamoring for your attention. And they're just hanging out, you know? Hi. Social media is amazing. It's not. You tell Sarava you would love to chill, but you're currently out in the middle of nowhere hanging out with someone else. Maybe Sarava has heard of him. Zebede Tongva? Surely everyone on the internet knows each other. I don't know him. Sorry, lol. You spell out Zebede's Twitter handle. Sarava's face is a complicated dance between shock, worry, and wry amusement. Oh dang, lmao. What are the odds? Small internet. So Sarava does know him. I mean, I know of him. Man, awkward. Are you guys tight though? You tell Sarava that you aren't tight yet. Pretty loose, but you're working on it, which is why you're currently in the middle of nowhere, sitting on this bee-themed couch. I want a bee-themed couch. Sarava scratches awkwardly between their horns. Is that like what you go online to do? That whole scene? Scene? The only scene you know about is the friendship scene. and possibly the clown scene, and the meat scene. Actually, you may be in more scenes than you give yourself credit for, and you get the feeling you are right on the edge of another one. You can taste it, and it makes your stomach growl. You tell Sarava whatever the scene is, you're definitely not part of it. You don't even know what they're talking about. So what are they talking about? Not to like talk shit or whatever, because God knows Golds who live in a hive of glass hive tenuously curated online social interaction shouldn't throw stones or whatever. The fuck knows, I got up to some shit back in the day. But maybe you shouldn't hang out with this dude. Especially when you're like right on the edge of breaking out yourself. I mean, you have to be careful with this shit. I told you what happened to me. Internet fame isn't a joke. They gesture vaguely towards their missing eye. Yeah, let me just link you. A link pops up in the gray chat box. You follow it to what appears to be a fanfiction account. Nothing wrong with a little fan fiction. You've never been much of a writer yourself, but you're pretty pro at anybody doing whatever they feel like, as long as it's not gruesome murder. You're a real true dude that way. So you're at the page of AO3, go read my fanfic. I mean, right? Yeah, same. Oh, man. I'm not trying to judge or whatever, but you'll see what I mean. Scroll down. You scroll past the first few pages. Most of these seem to be about some band you've never heard of. And then almost at the end you find... Oh, damn. This appears to be a fanfic about Sarava. You don't click through. You kind of get the idea from the tags. Well, Sarava is a big deal after all. I guess it makes sense that people would include them in their fantasies. You do it all the time. In a friend way. Yeah, you get what I'm saying though. I mean, live your dreams, right, lmao. Any guy on the internet can write whatever he wants about me, but like, I don't want to see it. Just a heads up, you know. You get how that could be a little awkward. You tell Sarava that you will be careful of your infant internet fame. Though you doubt anyone will ever write anything about you, would want to read about your dumb fuck exploits. Look into the camera, so to speak. I don't turn on my camera for this series, so. Yeah, lmao. Come over whenever, I'll smoke you up. Great. More bug ass. You end your call with Sarava and navigate back over to Zebede's fanfiction account. You pick one of the ones not about Sarava. One of the teen-rated ones. Goodness. Every so often I just think about links. Sometimes the universe forces me to think about links root, and then I just get sad. You don't have anything against erotica, but maybe I'll save it for later. You don't really know any of these characters, and the context is doubly indecipherable. The troll music business. But if this is really Zebede's writing, he's pretty good. You have such talented friends. Hey! Sorry it took so long. Shit. Zebede sneaks up on you from behind. You quickly lock your phone, but apparently not quickly enough. How did you find this? Oh my god, were you searching for me? I thought we were friends. What? Of course you're friends. Friends don't go digging through each other's shit. I would have showed you my fic if you just asked. You tell him that you absolutely did not go looking for it. Sarava gave it to you when they called you up just now. Zebede's face closes down. Is it just you? Or has the sound of bees gotten louder? Oh, right. So your cool friend Sarava told you. I see how it is. No, they just called you, and you just answered the phone. No, this is totally fine, thank you. Even coming all this way, I'm still not a priority. This is fine, this is not even a big deal. I'm totally used to it. You and Sarava. What, are you mates Brits? You are absolutely not mates Brits with Sarava. You're not mates Brits with anyone, as far as you know. Having so many friends is exhausting. Maybe you've got some pale jams going on, but nothing red. Oh, really? Like your life is so great, I get it. You just so many friends and you're so popular and everybody wants to spend time with you. Zebede is crying and not trying to hide it. It's very sad and extremely awkward. You feel terrible. Also, like, kind of a dickhead. Look. Maybe answering a phone call from a friend while you're hanging out with another friend isn't great. But this, not great either. You're always doing all this complaining about your lot in life, when to tell the truth, you've actually got a lot going for you. You have all these amazing friends who go out of their way to check up on you and ask if you want to hang out. Of course, all the complaining is just in your internal monologue. It's not like anybody can hear your thoughts. Thank God for that. I'm so glad that you and Sarava have each other. Maybe you can go hang out with them and make fun of me some more. You try to tell Zebede that you are absolutely not making fun of him. You were just curious about his hobbies and interests. You absolutely want to read his fanfiction. But the kid isn't listening anymore. Fuck. You hope the car has enough gas to get you back to civilization. Awkward. Is that what the car looks like? Don't like that car. Also, the reader's not as much of a marshmallow. He's wearing socks with sandals. This end screen is a lot to look at. So instead, we're going to let it go to voicemail. You decide to just let the call go to voicemail. You're busy with a different friend right now, and you can just call them back on your drive home. Or not home, but the closest you've got right now. It will give you something to do besides sleep. You mess around with your phone for a little bit, filling out your profile on your chitter. Alien Invasion of 1. Just here, I guess. It's honestly the best you can come up with. You aren't quite sure how your age would translate to troll years. Sweeps? So you don't bother with that. You've already gained some more followers. Sarava retweeted your intro tweet. Or, sure, whatever. Oh, I just can't. I just figured out why they call it a retweet. Don't mind me. Zebede comes back with a tray of snacks and 2 glasses of something bright red that you hope isn't Fago. Or blood, but that goes without saying at this point. Hey, who are you talking to? I heard your palm must go off. You tell him that you weren't talking to anybody. Let the call avoid a voicemail. Does he really think you're the kind of person who would take a call from someone else while you're having a hang sesh? Heck no. Oh, you didn't have to do that. We did for the good ending. Zebede says that, but he's obviously incredibly happy that you did. He sets the tray down and hops up on the couch next to you. So, what do you want to do? I have a bunch of really cool stuff we could check out, but I didn't want to make you do just do whatever I wanted. I knew we barely know each other. You tell him that whatever he wants to do is fine with you. You aren't picky in any sense of the word. Zebede seems a little at sea by your lack of an opinion, but eventually he puts on the first episode of a pirate show. This is nice. It's nice to just chill for a little while. But you can barely get through the opening credits before Zebede changes his mind and puts on a show about space pirates instead. But then he gives up on that too. It keeps looking at you for your input, but the extent of your experience with troll pop culture is Ramily's knockoffs and that one shitty romance flick Palipa took you to see. You are not informed enough to have an opinion. You are seriously down for whatever. Zebede does the same thing with video games for a while, becoming increasingly more distressed. You feel a deep empathy at his plight, but also mild annoyance. You understand this unreasonable fear of beefing in front of your friends. You feel like that pretty much all the time. He eventually suggests that to Zebede that you could just watch the last thing he watched on GrubTube. Zebede goes a delicate gray color that you've come to realize is a troll version of a Blanche. That's, yeah, we could do that for sure, but guys, this GrubTube queue is, kind of personal. Not that I don't trust you, it's just if you can't trust randos you met online invited to your house, who can trust you, right? Who can you trust, right? You feel that way too. You've also felt the overwhelming urge to throw yourself into the arms of strangers since you crashed down here. You tell Zebede that you aren't going to judge him. You don't judge friends. I do judge Zebra. I do. Zebra can catch these hands. An overwhelming look of trembling gratitude comes over him, and once again you feel an uncomfortable pulse of empathy. You are used to being the desperate one. You aren't sure how you feel about this turnabout. All this social power. Okay. The two of you scroll down through the history on his GrubTube account, and you find yourself choked up by the incredible trust he is showing in you right now. Letting someone behind the curtain. Mine right now? What is... Here, I'll show you some trust, audience. What's in my YouTube history? I'm pretty sure it's... Yeah, my own video, Jessica Kellen of Frozen, and some Pesterquest themes, Lemon Demon, Monster Factory, Bright, BDG, and TikToks. And Worth It Kids. Sweet. There doesn't really seem to be anything worth getting stressed over. No porn or anything. He does have a lot of videos of Sarafa, specifically ones where they are actually on camera. Oh yeah, they're so cool! It's so rad that you guys are tight. I really want to meet them someday. He sighs. Then he sighs again, a little louder. You catch on to your part in this bit and tell him that you could probably figure out a way to make that happen. You hope you don't have to follow through on that. Sarafa's is a busy guy, and you aren't sure they actually let anyone into their hive? Well, besides you. But you seem to be the exception to a number of rules. You keep that last part to yourself. The rest of the videos in his recent history are about a band called Hatched to Dance. Music videos, interviews, and compilations of vlogs. You ask him what all this is. You've never heard of HTD? Really? They're so cool, they're my fave. I mean, he gets shifty-eyed. I mean, whatever, they're alright, I guess. Their music is kind of catchy, and they have a pretty group dynamic. You mentioned that all of them seem to be pretty good looking too. Really? Bisexual reader. I, a lesbian, stand in solidarity with the bisexual reader. You think so? You point out a guy with tall horns that swoosh into hooks and a lot of white hair that falls into his eyes. This guy is particularly handsome. Him? I mean, he's okay, I guess. If you're really basic. Not that I think you're basic or anything. He shows you some of the music videos. They have really high production values and extremely elaborate sets. All of the band members sing and dance and get very close to kissing each other. He'd been really nervous about showing you this. His deep, dark secret was that he likes music videos. Is being into pretty pop stars some kind of cultural taboo? K-pop. Not really, just... This is kind of lame, right? I just wanted you to like me. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. And you do like him. You just wish he wouldn't say shit like that. It's embarrassing. I'll also remind you that you yourself have gone around doing pretty much the same thing. Pretending to agree with everything your prospective son's friends say, lying, saying you're into things you aren't, just all around being a big phony. The circumstances are different for you, though. You're an alien. This is a hostile territory. You don't have a hive, or a lucis, or even horns. So it's way less pathetic for you to be like this than it is for Zebede. Right? Deep down, you know you're full of shit. You just come and up with reasons to excuse behavior in yourself that you condemn in others. You hang your head in shame. Zebede, who was not privy to your internal monologue, looks confused. Is it possible that you're doing the wrong thing in your eternal quest for friends? Could it be that before you can spiral any further into a full-blown existential crisis, you hear a noise from outside that you really, really don't like? Several noises, in fact. A crash, followed by a thump. Followed by a, "Get out of here, you fucking piece of shit, you thief!" Oh dear. Zebede scrambles around to look over the back of the couch. You can just make out a shape through the window. Hey, this is a totally wild question that typically would never ask a potential friend, but did you steal that scuttlebuggy? Funny story. You didn't know what else to get here. You did it for him, for your nascent friendship. Oh wow, nobody's ever stolen a scuttlebuggy from me before. Did you forget to take the GPS chip out though? Because I think whoever you stole it from found it. GPS trip. Right. Fuck. This is not an auspicious start to your life of crime. Maybe you aren't quite ready to go it alone yet. Another crash and rattle. It sounds like someone is taking pieces out of Zebede's hive. I almost said Sarava. Whoops. You get up and start for the door. Hey, what are you doing? You can't go there this big. And they sound huge. You'll get killed. Right. He's definitely got a point there. But whoever it is outside seems intent on demolishing his hive brick by brick, so they're gonna get in eventually anyway. Better for you to go out there now and face the music, so at least one of you gets out of this. Zebede stares at you. Weird, globby, golden tears pool at the corner of his eyes. You would do that? For me? Nobody's ever offered to die for me before? Ah! This is so nice. Yeah, you're pretty nice. Also pretty idiotic, considering you're about to go give yourself up to a big angry troll whose car you absolutely stole. Well, it's been fun while it lasted. Actually, it's been mostly terrible. Oh well, goodbye, cruel world. Wait! You have one hand on the doorknob when Zebede's shout rings across the walls and ceiling. No one is touching my new friend! Outside, the buzzing rises to a rattling crescendo, so loud that it no longer sounds like animals. It sounds like weather or a fighter jet. The intruder screams. You wince, but you are also overwhelmed with gratitude and excitement. Zebede did that for you. The screams stop after a few seconds, and the buzzing gradually recedes. You and Zebede are left staring at the door, then at each other. Behind you, GrubTube is autoplaying an HTD interview. Little ambient crackles of the white electricity you've come to associate with psychics freeze Zebede before that fades too. Did he seriously telekinetically gather a bunch of bees and just throw them? No. That sounds hard and potentially dangerous for the bees. I just ask them nicely. I am bad at those. Sometimes it doesn't work. Well, sure worked this time. Yeah. Zebede nods. Then he nods again. Yeah, that was pretty cool, right? Look at the bees. The two of you venture outside to see what's going on. Nothing is going on. The night is quiet. The car is exactly where you left it, and there's no sign of the bees or the intruder. So either they ran away, or got stung so many times they dissolved into sludge. You feel another pang of conscience, but it's not enough to cover your ecstatic urge of happiness when you see how chuffed Zebede is to have set some bees on a guy. You tell him you're grateful. He is so close to the screen. You think about adding that you're proud of him, but you don't want him. You want to literally make him explode. You let him hug you instead. Guess this means you have a scuttlebuggy now? Yeah. Spoils of war. You want some buttery exploded kernels? I make them myself. Well, I put the kernels in a pot and explode them. Tell him that sounds great. He's honestly pretty fun to visit. Minus the sudden attack. You're having a really nice time. And that was, honestly, entirely your fault. He should quit putting himself down so much and stop being such a desperate piece of shit. You mean that in the nicest way possible. And it's pretty good advice in general. You know, just have floating around out here. Yay! We can be friends. That was the Roomba. Oh, I guess we do see a Sea Dweller. But only in this screen specifically. They're not as much of a marshmallow. But that was Zebede's route. Sorry if there wasn't as many jokes in this one, folks. He's hard to make jokes about. I'm stretching again. Yeah, this is the first episode I'm recording after Hiveswap 2 was announced. I'm probably So this series is definitely going to go on longer than November, so by the time we finish this series and get to the Hiveswap Let's Play I was talking about, Hiveswap 2 is probably, or Act 2 is probably going to be out, and I'll probably have played it at least once, if not multiple times. So I might end up making both a Hiveswap Act 1 and Act 2 playthrough between this and Pesterquest. So that's exciting. Next is Anime Boy 2. I'll think of a voice for him, hopefully before the next episode. If not, as usual, we'll get to it when we get to it. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!